Hello students, welcomes again in online lecture series. I am Anuradha Wagh, teacher in BYK College. Students, in the last video we have seen about the business services, first service in that banking service and types of banking. Now in this video we are going to talk about second service of the business, that is insurance. In this topic we will cover insurance, principle of insurance and types of insurance. Many of you have heard the word insurance. So let us start from the insurance. What is mean by the exactly of insurance? Students, in a business we are always exposed some kind of uncertainty, not only in a business but in our life. We supposed to export a certain uncertainty and risk. Some risk can be avoided or at least minimized, but certain risks are unavoidable and they have to be faced by businessmen themselves. Certain risks can be shifted by the businessman to the professional agency, which are willingly to share them in the consideration of nominal cost called the premium. So we can say that insurance is a mean of transferring the risk to the person or agency who are qualified and competent to the share of the same. Now let us see the meaning of insurance. Now here on the screen insurance meaning is given. Insurance is a mean of protection from financial loss. It is a form of risk management primarily used to hedge against the risk of contingent or uncertain loss. Now hedge means something that provides the protection or defense. Now insurance is a contract between insurer and insured, whereby the insurer agree to compensate the insured against the loss. The insured has to pay the certain fixed sum of money on timely basis to the insurer. Now in the meaning you have the new words here: insurer, insured, insurance contract. So students, while we are have the insurance or insurance policy, so we must know the terminology, which basic terms we basically use when we are entering in the contract of insurance. Now there are the basic terms of insurance. Now first term is insured. Insured means the person to whom the compensation is to be paid in case of loss is called insurer. Insured. He is a policy holder. Insured, it means that a person to whom compensation is to be paid in case of loss is called insured. He is a policy holder. Now second one is the insurer. Insurer, the company that agrees to give the compensation on happening of specific event against the payment of regular premium is called as a insurer. It is also called as a assurer in case of life insurance and underwriter. Now next one is a premium. It is a periodical payment which is insured have to make to the insurance company for getting an undertaking from the insurance company to pay sum of money in case of risk or loss materialization. Premium, it means that the fixed amount paid by the insurer to the insured. Now next one is a policy. Insurance policy. It is an agreement or contract between the insurer and insured. It contains all terms and conditions of contract agreed upon by both party, and it is a stamp and sealed documents which is required to be produced for the claim compensation. Now what do you mean by the claim? Now claim, it means that it is a demand made by the insurer to the compensate for the loss on happening of the event. Now next one is a proposal. It is a written application made by the interested person to obtain the insurance policy. It means that we can give the written application to the insurance company and to put the proposal of our insurance policy and take the insurance policy. Now last one is that the subject matter. Now what do you mean by the subject matter? Subject matter, it refers to the subject against which the policy is taken. For what purpose we have taken the some policy. For example, suppose we have taken the life insurance policy. So life is a assure, is a subject matter. In case of fire insurance, goods, assets or property of the business is a subject matter. In a marine insurance, cargo, ship is a subject matter. So subject matter, it means that for what purpose or against for which risk we have to be taken the policy. So these are the basic terms of the policy. Now the insurance contract are based on some principles, and without that principle, without that principle, the insurance contract may be a null or it can be a invalid. Okay, so let us see the principles of insurance. First principle is utmost good faith. First principle is utmost good faith. Now this principle is applicable to all insurance contract, and this principle means insurer and insured must disclose all the material fact, all important information related to the policy clearly, correctly and completely. It means that insurance must give all his details whatever he has. Suppose he has to be taken the policy on himself, so he must give all the important information or material facts about his illness, about his medical facility, about his health, whatever. So he has to be disclose all the material facts to the insurance company. And if the insurer find that certain material facts related to the contract was not disclosed, the insurer may avoid the contract. The insurance company may avoid the contract, and under this principle it is very important for the life insurance, as the information disclosed will affect the decision of the insurance company. For example, Mr. A takes insurance policy for 10 lakh rupees for himself. He had not disclosed his medical illness in the contract, and after some time Mr. A dies, and after 2 years a company comes to know about his illness. Under these circumstances, insurance company is not liable to pay any amount to the nominees or to the dependent of his family members. So that condition, your contract may be invalid. So you must disclose all the material fact while you are taking the policy. Now second one is the principle of insurable interest. This is the second principle of insurance contract. Insurable interest means the insured must have the insurable interest, obviously financially. It means that you must have some insurable interest. Insurable interest means that subject matter. You must have any subject matters when you are taking any types of policy. You must have the insurable interest. Suppose a person has taken the policy, so he must have the insurable interest in his own life or his property. Wife, suppose the wife has taken the insurance policy, so she has insurable interest in the life of her husband. Suppose in a businessman has an insurable interest in the goods he deals with business, and suppose the business property. So the subject matter of insurance must be a physical object and must be subjected to the risk. And in the absence of the insurable interest will make the contract invalid. So insurable interest is very important while we are taking any policy. Now second comes to the second principle, next principle of indemnity. Indemnity means guarantee or assurance to put the insurer in the same position in which he was immediately prior to the happens of the certain event. It means that he is not supposed to make a profit. He is not supposed to be make a profit. The insurance contract is for the protection, not for the making the profit. The purpose of insurance is to secure the compensation in case of loss, and indemnity means security against the loss. For example, suppose we have taken the policy of our building, and the cost of that building is 1 lakh rupees, and is insured, and the actual loss of due to the fire is rupees 40,000. The some part of building were destroyed by fire, and the loss is rupees 40,000. Then the insurance company will pay only 40,000 as a compensation, because actual loss is a 40,000 rupees, and company cannot be compensated 1 lakh rupees to the insured. So this principle prevent the insured from making the profit out of the loss. Now, very important thing is that this principle is not applicable to life insurance, as the loss of life cannot be measured in the terms of monetaries. We can't, suppose in case of loss occurs in the death of person, so we cannot calculate the terms his life in the terms of money. So that's why that principle is never applicable to the life insurance policy and the personal insurance. Now next one is the principle of subrogation. Now this is the next principle of insurance, subrogation. According to this principle, after taking the insurance policy, insured is compensated for the loss due to the damaged property. Insured then right of ownership to such property passes to the insurer. For example, suppose a person has to be insured with his furniture and the cost of furniture is 50,000 rupees. But his furniture is damaged due to the fire and the part of furniture destroyed. The actual loss was only 35,000. So under this principle, the compensation of 50,000 will paid by the insurance company to the insured, and he will take charge of remaining furniture. Okay, so that ownership of the furniture or ownership of such damaged property is not passes to the insurer, it is passes to the insurance company. Okay, now next principle is that principle of contribution. Now this principle is applicable to all contract of indemnity where the insured has taken our more than one policy for the same risk or for the same subject matter. This is also called as a double insurance. It means that at a one time insured policy holders can take the more than the policy for the same risk. Now for example, XYZ insure his property with the insurance company for rupees 45,000, and same his property has to be insured with say another insurance company for 30,000 rupees. So he has to be taken another policy, again he has to be taken another policy from the C insurance company for 15,000, and if his property is destroyed by fire, the compensation will be contributed by the company, that is ABC, from where he has to be taken the policy, and approximate he has to be paid the amount from the company. Now next one is a principle of mitigation of loss. Now under this principle, insured must always try to his best level. It means that to minimize the loss of his insured property in case of certain event like the suppose fire, outbreak, blast, etc. The insured must not neglect and behave like that irresponsible during such acts or such event. He just because of the his property is insured. His responsibility to minimize the loss, his responsibility to protect his insured property and avoid the further losses. Now next one is a principle of causa proxima. Now under this principle, causa proxima means when loss is caused by more than one cause, the proximate, it means that near about the cause should be taken into consideration and to decide the liability of the insurer. The property may be insured against the some causes and not against all causes. For example, I am taking the example from your book only. Now here there was a theft in the house, and uh, there was a theft in the house, and before leaving the house was set up on a fire by thieves. Now there are the two causes of loss. First one is a theft and another is a fire. And the nearest cause of loss was fire. As the house was insured against the theft and not for the fire, so insurance company will not get any compensation from the insurance company for the loss of fire, but he will get the compensation for the property lost by the theft. It means that whatever the cost we have to be written, whatever the cost we have to be given in the insurance contract when we are entering in the policy, so that cause is necessary, that cause is should be taken into the consideration when any certain event is happen. Here all the principle are finished. The many times the question is asked on the principle of insurance, so it is very important. Now next one is a types of principle. There are the certain types of principle, there are the certain types of insurance. First one is a life insurance. Now life insurance, under the life insurance contract, human life is insured against the death, old age, sickness, accident, etc. Life insurance contract is not a contract of indemnity. Therefore the insurer has to pay the defined sum of money on the maturity of the policy. The sum has to be paid after the death of insurers or expiry of the policy. Life insurance is not for the person who pass away, but it is for those who survive. It is the responsibility of every earning members to guard, to protect his family against any event that could be affect the family in unfortunate circumstance and his dismiss. Thus having the life insurance policy is very important. Now here the meaning of life insurance is given, so read out the meaning. A contract where an insurance company undertakes in consideration of regular payment of the premium to pay the certain sum of money to assured on the maturity of policy or death, whichever is earlier. It means that life insurance is a differ from other types of insurance in the various respect. Firstly, the event of death of the insured or the expiry of insurance, whatever the happen is earlier, so we should get the money, we should get the compensation against that policy. So that insurance, life insurance policy is one of the best remedy. Now second one is the fire insurance. This is the another type of insurance, fire insurance. Now obviously insurance means the protection, but in a fire insurance protect the insured against the risk of fire only. Any property which is subjected to damage by fire can be insured against the fire. The loss due to the fire, lightning, explosion is covered by the only by the fire insurance. But if your property or your any goods are damaged by any other reason, so we cannot get that compensation from the company. Fire insurance is only for the protection, not for making the profit. The amount of premium of fire insurance depends upon the value of subject matters. It is also depend upon the place of storage and extent to the risk involved. And fire insurance protect the risk against only damage the property by the fire only. Okay. Now here the definition is given according to the Indian Fire Insurance Act 1938. In addition to other insurance, fire insurance is that insurance contract which take place against fire and such other risk which are mentioned in the fire insurance contracts. It means that you can enter any risk. It means that suppose your go down or your goods is kept in a some uncertainty risk. It means that they have some risk, so you can mention that causes, or you can mention that subject matter in the contract. Now last one is a marine insurance. Now, marine insurance gives the protection against the loss caused by due to the dangers of seas. Marine insurance is very useful for foreign trade. It means that it is useful for the exporter and importer. It has become the monetary for the exporter and importer to insure their goods. It covers all loss, damage to the passengers, their goods, or the journey on the sea. So marine insurance cover all the dangers of the sea, such as the sinking of the ship, storm, fire, explosion on the seas, etc. Now here the definition is given: contract under which the insurer undertakes to indemnity the insurer against the loss incidentally to the marine adventure. Now here the types of insurance are finished. In our next lecture we will see the again there are the subtypes of life insurance, fire insurance and marine insurance. Till then, stay at home, stay safe. Thank you.